everybody. Welcome to January 2026. It is a new year. I like to tell my friends that for us, 2025 felt like a dumpster fire, personally, professionally. I'm ready for 2026. A new page. You know, back in the day, you would write on the top of the page, get used to writing those numbers. I am very looking forward to something new. And January, we always celebrate new gadgets at CES. I have not been to CES yet. I'm very looking forward to hopefully one day getting a chance to check out CES. But this year's CES, if you've been following along the story, it has been all about robots. Robots have been by far and away some of the most exciting storylines at CES. These robots look simultaneously exciting and terrifying. All of them have, I think we've finally found a nice medium. Like the robots of the past, the big question is like, what do you do with the face? And the answer is nothing. You try to make it as blank and hollow as possible. Don't even put eyes on the thing. It kind of creeps you out. And if you're going to put eyes, make it super cute and, no mouth, no facial features. We've seen a lot of really interesting ones, especially from Boston Dynamics. I think there's a picture of one of the Boston oh, no, not on this one. But if you check it out, the Boston Dynamics, why not? I'm here. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys. Boston Dynamics robots CES. I think Boston Dynamics has always created a little bit of a standard for robotics. They were working on robots before it was cool, and here is their new robot, Atlas. As you can see, the zero face in this kind of shell of empty space and ring light as a head, but it's pretty cool. It can do 360 degrees motion, so it can swivel its entire body around or just swivel its legs around. It can move its arms kind of in motions that humans can't move it in. Super interesting here because the immediate first application, whereas Tesla's really kind of going towards the home route, the home angle, Boston Dynamics is showing off this where I think it's going to be the most applicable is in manufacturing scenarios and situations. So showing how it's organizing boxes, sorting things, being able to lift, more than 50 pounds with ease from its, from all the engineering that's going on in its body. Really wild to see this because I think last year, and maybe even the year before, AI, everything has AI, or AI was like the new hot topic. How can we get a little bit of chat tool in our products and in our systems? And today, it's not just AI, it's AI, it's leveraging AI into real world output. And so one of the best and biggest ways that we're going to be doing that is robotics. Let me pause, ask a question here. What do you think about robots? Can you see a future where you have a robot in your home helping you with daily activities, doing the dishes, folding your laundry, picking up your car and moving it to the top of your house? Talbert, you'd have a robot?
My knee-jerk reaction would be no, just like to be countercultural. But I think realistically, if the price came way down and like there was, like a desktop version of like a little robot that cleans up your desk, and it costs $39.95 at Walmart, like probably.
Yeah, incredible. I have two robots. My car is a robot. I had an early morning meeting. This meeting's 7:30. Woke up really early, was on the road. It was an hour away, so I had to get up super early and was on the road. My car drives itself, and I'm working on my laptop as I'm going down. I think I'm in a rare pool there, and I'm recording this, so maybe I should be careful about how many laws that I'm breaking or I have broken. But we also have a internal floor cleaning robot. We've had a Roborock for a little while. Love that thing. It's awesome. Her name is Rosie, like the Jetsons. Austin's too young to know about the Jetsons.
Oh, I know the Jetsons. Come on.
And then we have I think the hardest working person of our family is our lawn robot. We have a robot that mows the lawn for us. His name is Mo the Quan. So he's awesome. So yes, in small doses, having robots to make your life easier has been much more widely accepted, but this is a huge leap in this mentality of having this structure, in your house, that you just have this sense growing up watching Terminator that this thing is going to kill you, like rip your limbs apart while you're asleep. So I don't know. Rosie can't do that. Maybe Mo could, if he were able to get into the house. He has blades. He could potentially chop me up. So yeah, the idea that they might turn on us, I don't know. I put a lot of trust. I would put my trust fully. I would say yes. I would still do it, even with the fear going on. So robots. The next best thing to a robot is a human that is not human, and it is a picture of a human. This is Samsung's new flat 3D cube. Really interesting. This looks like a cube. Everything about it. This person looks like they're live in 3D, but actually, not enough good pictures of this. This display is about 1.5 inch thick. So what it's doing here is a very clever sort of angular visualization of a box, of a screen, and the person videotaped here is videotaped from multiple angles, so you get kind of this dimensionality as you
I guess he figured it out.
I think he did.
I was just getting to text him.
Well, I would say, honestly, with the robot thing, I'd be a hypocrite. I wouldn't say Terminator. I would say iRobot has scared the crap out of me. So
Yeah.
I don't think I will get robots, but I do have a Tesla, so that's probably being a hypocrite.
iRobot, yeah, it's where my mind went. I think that's probably why they're not putting faces on them. But
Yeah.
maybe it doesn't matter.
But the idea with like a desk robot that organizes your desk each day, I'd be really helpful. You have to worry
Part of
about
that, like, to me, is the size. Like, I could crush it.
a little one.
If it was getting out of control,
One fell swoop of the fist, gone.
But I've seen demonstrations of that Boston Dynamics robot. Man, to me, it's so applicable to military.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it's just frightening.
I mean, they've already implemented the dog, right?
Dog is creepy. I don't like the dogs.
That thing will make you not like dogs. Yeah.
So,
I guess we're
has
still
James texted you or messaged you?
He hasn't texted me yet. I just said you froze.
Yeah.
So, for a second there, I thought you froze, but you were also just still waiting.
Yeah.
I guess probably should just pause this and let him start back up after.
Like, we both get off and then get back on?
Maybe. We'll see what he does, because he is the owner. And it looks like you can jump on. Let me check well, he had to enter us into that. Maybe. No, I think he should be able. He's back.
I talk bad about robots too much. It was too much.
That was fun.
Wild. I'm on my phone. My internet completely shut off. That was wild. All right, let
Mm.
me. Am I still recording? I think I'm still recording.
Yes, you are.
All right. So let me
We
pick
talked
up
about
where I
robots.
left off here. All right, peace. I'm envisioning 3 to 5 years from now an office that has a screen. Imagine this much bigger, like 100 inches. You can see the other side of a table, and you're basically having a meeting in person.
Mhm.
Could be wild. Yeah.
I'm imagining
So
the
another small, tiny version of this, which we're seeing much more quickly, is the Project Ava AI Desk Companion. So this is a small canister-like device that does essentially the same thing. I'll play this and shut off the volume here. Uh,
Oh no.
brutal. That's brutal. Hey man.
Sorry, guys. All right. All right, I'll try not to play too many videos here, but this idea is that Project Ava, this canister, has a small holographic 3D projected AI companion. And so that AI companion is, it could be a personal romantic companion. It could be the commercial shows it off as, this companion's looking at your wardrobe and can make suggestions with you, suggestions for you. It could watch you play video games and make suggestions on, what moves to make next. And of course, for me, this is like a dream of mine. I'd love to have a Jarvis, like from Iron Man, be able to talk to it and have it just roll out activities, right? Like, hey, can I need to look for a dent repair. I got into a fender bender. I need a dent in my car, and so I've been looking for some vendors. Time to do this. It's been sitting on my to-do list for a long time. So being able to tell my assistant to look for later in the day, it catches me up and says, hey, I did that in the background for you, and here's some recommendations that I have. Pretty wild to see this in person, and you have lots of different characters that you can choose. Pretty wild to see it's becoming a reality, definitely sci-fi level. Another thing that I think was super boring was Lego came out with something called Smart Bricks. Smart Bricks is they were able to fit engineering into a brick, Lego brick itself. So this is a classic 4x2, brick size, and it has a little bit of sensor and detection. It has some lights. It lights up a little bit, and it shows like it's able to see that, hey, if this is a plane, you put the brick on top, and then it says, oh, and it'll make plane noises, or it'll make, I don't know, it'll just know that it's a plane, right? Rather than a boat, rather than another thing. And my thought, I keep thinking, don't we have our imagination for that? Are we? Are you? What good is this? Maybe it's a step towards a direction that I am not foreseeing yet, but there's something so beautiful about Legos because they're simple, and this kind of adds this like technology where it doesn't quite belong yet. It's like having a tool that solves the Rubik's Cube for you. It's like that's showing that you can figure out that you've created an engineering challenge for yourself. That was a toy that was designed to take a while, to learn, to solve, right? Not to create a way to solve it on our behalf. Like, we don't want robots having the fun that we're supposed to have. I don't think so. Yeah, but people talked about it because Lego, obviously, math company. Really interesting to see displays at CES. This idea of coming to the natural, and so we saw some really interesting companies using like wood for displays. I think we've seen little small versions of this. Super interesting. I think I saw a headline for this that said "smart plank of wood," or one of the coolest devices is this wooden plank. So definitely worth checking out there. The winner of the product of the year for CES. This kind of gives you a sense of like maybe a little bit of how boring CES was. Not boring. What's the right word? Uneventful. There wasn't anything like so spectacular that it kind of blew my mind. But Samsung won the product of the year with the Galaxy Trifold, 3 folds in one phone that turns your phone into a legitimate tablet-sized device. And kind of the remarkable part of this is it's incredibly, like, ridiculously thin. It is, I think it's the thinnest tablet at its thinnest point, and then folded together, and it's the thickest phone that you've ever used. But it is hopefully usable. We'll see. This is a dream. I'd love to have my phone open up and give me, massive screen real estate whenever I wanted it to. But yeah, I feel like, is it the most innovative thing that I've ever seen? Certainly engineering wise and making this possibility, but yeah, it's 2 things that we've already had in one that doesn't do either of 2 things as well as those 2 things can do. Does that make sense? So yeah, super interesting. In news outside of CES, we have seen lots of improvements unfolding constantly around technology. Japan just broke the internet speed record. How fast? You can download all of Netflix in under a minute. I heard 9 seconds. I heard 9 seconds was the thing, which is crazy. Think about the library. Again, Austin's too old for this. I had LimeWire and was downloading movies illegally on my computer, and made my computer super slow. But the idea that it can download, like, do you remember how long it took to download movies? Austin, do you remember dial-up? Were you around with dial-up?
Yeah, I grew up on a farm, so dial-up was my best friend.
Oh.
I know what it is to pirate movies.
Nice. Dial-up is ridiculous. And downloading a movie, I remember waiting 2 or 3 days to download a movie so that I can watch that movie, and like trying not to watch it, because in case it didn't download all the way, it'll stop 2/3 of the way and ruin my experience. Netflix obviously changed our entire view of what it means to get media, and the idea that you can download every movie on the Netflix catalog in under a minute is wild. Congrats, Japan. Arigato. And then this was super interesting. Do you have a Trader Joe's tote bag at home? Have you guys seen this news? The Trader Joe's tote bag is super popular in Japan, and people are selling them for $3,000. So the canvas tote bag, this boring tote bag, is $3,000 on eBay and other places, selling it in other areas of the world, because no other area of the world has Trader Joe's, and this exclusive merch item around the world. I love sharing the story, so I'm going to share the story here. It's one of my favorite examples of branding. Trader Joe's is actually there's actually another company that is the same family as Trader Joe's. This is where it came from. It was born from the same brand. Does anybody know what the Trader Joe's brand started as?
Aldi's?
Yeah. Aldi, which in my opinion, Aldi is in like the worst neighborhoods in my area, and Trader Joe's is in the fanciest neighborhoods in my area, right? So I think of Aldi compared to like Price Chopper and Price Right, and then Trader Joe's is like in the same category as Whole Foods. So Whole Foods and Price Right are definitely not the same, and yet Trader Joe's and Aldi are the same. And so this idea of brand can mean everything. And the way that you extend the brand, not just from your logo and colors, right, but how your culture starts to impact your books and your processes and your systems is quite amazing. The way that Trader Joe's, back in the day, I remember when they would yell things all the time to make it really feel like a mercantile shop, like help is on the way, like man overboard, when they needed help, in the hallways of the grocery store. And operationally, it's kind of an incredible case study in business, seeing how they have this very small number of products. They only choose the best things, and they have such buying power that they're able to white label things that nobody else is allowed to white label. I believe their Oreos are made by Nabisco, that it's made by Oreos. So you're getting Oreos for slightly better price because they buy so many of them, and they label it Joe's cream cookies or something, something along those lines. And so you'll see those Trader Joe's products. When you're buying a Trader Joe's product, you should know years and years have gone into finding the best version of that thing and then marketing it as Trader Joe's. So cool story. I love showcasing that as an amazing example of branding. And if you want to make some extra money in 2026, we talked about driving cars and robots. Waymo is paying humans to close its doors. There's a problem with robotic cars and automated cars. A passenger leaves a Waymo, which is a taxi service. I think they're in California and Texas now, not all over yet. Sometimes people don't close the door correctly and then they just walk away. And there's no for the car to automatically close its own door. So it'll stop and pause and then beacon a human helper to come close the door for him, which is wild, in my opinion. And then last, we're leaving off with getting excited about my favorite time of year, Super Bowl Sunday, which is the most, I'm going to say, arguably the most important day of advertising and marketing out there, because it is the most watched event in the country, at least. I believe the FIFA Championship and the World Cup Championship are universal, like globally more watched. And so really interesting to see some of the commercials internationally come about there. See a lot of like multi-language commercials on those channels. But this is America, and we love our football in America. And I want you to guess this year how much a 30-second ad, 60-second ad is going for.
Could you help me with that? Because like, what's
Sure.
What's a 60-second ad in, I don't know, primetime television when it's not the Super Bowl?
That is a hard question to answer because it's so different around markets. Like New York City's prime time will be more expensive than where Austin, the farm that Austin grew up in.
What's the range though?
Yeah. In prime time, I'm gonna say you're probably paying for like per 1,000 views or per 1,000 times that it's actually going to show. You usually buy it in packages and things like that, but let's say somewhere between $250,000 to $750,000.
Okay.
By the ad placement, just the placement, not the production. 3.5?
2 point.
That's a decent guess.
I would have to say
it
it's
is
10x.
16 million. It's
Okay,
way more than 10x. In 2026, we're at 8 million for 30 seconds, 16 million for 1 minute. And that has steadily risen since 2020 even. And 2020 was a huge boost. Actually, this was just before the world collapsed for COVID, but I believe the year before that it was, it actually went down in 2021. So it was going, skyrocketing, going up. 2021, it came down, went up a solid million, stayed the same for a little while, and then now it's back up to 8 million. So big jump for 2026. That is $266,000 per second of advertising space, of media time, which is wild. One of my favorite ads of all time, Miller High Life did a 1 second ad during the Super Bowl. They paid the 1 second fee, and it was their spokesperson at the time that just shouted High Life. It was like 1 second, High Life, and that was it. And you barely missed it, but it was like, it caught your attention because the commercial was ending, High Life, and then the Super Bowl came back on. And we're like, what was that? That was awesome. And turns out that they spent, at the time, I think it was like $150,000 for that 1 second, which I feel like I'm still talking about that. So what a great use of money. really interestingly, we gawk at how expensive the Super Bowl ads are, per second, per time slot. The reality is, this is some of the best ad dollars that you can spend. Where if you were to spend, Topper, $500,000 on a media spot for prime time, you're hoping that you get enough eyeballs that are relevant to you, that are going to come to whatever you're selling. In the Super Bowl, you virtually have every eyeball looking at this ad. They are paying attention to this time slot. Not only that, guys like me, there's a whole subculture of people that just are watching the game for the ads. This is why I have a hard time going to Super Bowl parties, because people talk during the ads and it drives me crazy. I throw things at them. So I like watching the Super Bowl I enjoy watching football, but obviously, the ads are really important. So I wind up peeing not a lot because I want to watch the game and I want to watch the ads. So there's like not a huge break for me. The halftime show is like my best opportunity to take the bathroom break. So if you are wearing Depends like me on Super Bowl Sunday, super excited to showcase some of these ads. I think the next time we come back in February, which we'll talk about a little bit more of get back into the rhythm of seasonal marketing. And I want to do a better job at this. Every month we want to talk about the new things that are going on seasonally. So right now, what should you be talking about? Yeah, you should be talking about Super Bowl because it's going to be relevant coming up soon. It's something that every organization could talk about and say, like, I hope your team won. That's my like secret, like funny sign off, or yeah, I hope your team does really well. I hope so. Like, I don't have to take a side. I could just say, like, I'm kind of pandering a little bit. But another thing to think about, next major holiday, we've got Martin Luther King Jr. Day coming up soon, MLK, which is a federal holiday now, and then we also have President's Day coming up. We have Valentine's Day coming up. These are all great kind of touch points to make some sort of connection from your organization to your audience and say, hey, did you know this president was the one that cared about blah 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 disaster relief the most? Yeah, we celebrate him this President's Day because of where we're at and what we do. Yeah, that's just one example. Or it could be, yeah, we love our clients. We love you so much, we want to do this for you and give you some sort of thing. So that is a lot of people are doing. Following the score or doing some sort of light gambling. It feels there are certain times a year where gambling feels like totally acceptable, maybe more and more today, so just culturally. But being able to put in a pool for your Super Bowl scores and things like that, and placing bets on things, but maybe doing that for a charity, right? Like, hey, we'll do a 50-50 on Super Bowl numbers this year. We're gonna you can buy the number slot, and you'll get 50% of the collection, and we're gonna 50% will come support us as an organization for our nonprofits out there. So just some examples. Oh, and then after that, I think March is bracket season for college basketball, and St. Patrick's Day we've got coming up. So again, just wanted to remind you of that as you prepare your marketing strategies, your communication strategies as we come up. I'll try to do a better job every month laying that out as we go forward. Appreciate you all. Thank you so much.